Hey, I want to give you a walk around of our metal mezzanine, I call it. It's where we keep all of our good redeemable, well, in some cases not redeemable necessarily, but we typically keep all the sheet metal stuff because we'll carve a lot of pieces out of stuff that's otherwise, most people throw in the junk pile. So here we have a bunch of various things. We got some firewalls that we cut out of cabs. That one happens to be a factory AC firewall, so we wanted to save that. It's good for patterning, or at least it's got some of the good stuff for patterning. Here's an old fleet side roll pan. You see we get a lot of radiator supports. So even when they're pretty far gone, we'll still keep them around because we'll carve out little nuggets from them so that we can save an original one. Bunch of step side bed steps. Those are short bed, long bed, and then the 9-foot bed or 9.5-foot bed. So I got a lot of step side steps. These happen to be, as you can see, we've parted a lot of trucks and cabs and doors. These happen to be 64 to 66 inner door panels. And then here's a stack of 60 to 63 Chevy and Gmc truck panel and Suburban inner door panels. We have these in about every color. These don't seem to rust and go bad, so we've accumulated a lot of these over the years. These are the windshield cowls, and these are interchangeable between 60 to 66. Chevys and GMCs are interchangeables, and also the truck panel and Suburban windshield cowls are all the same. You see here's where the wiper transmission arms come through here on the left and right side. Cruising right along, you got a bunch of fleet side bed sides, mostly long beds. They now reproduce the short bed and long bed fleet side bed sides. So it's not really prudent for us to try to make a long bed a short bed, or to try to recondition an original bedside if it needs any amount of work. Our shop rate's $60 an hour, so you start adding up $60 an hour. You can't put too many hours into one of these before you can justify buying a reproduction one. And I found the reproduction short fleet and long fleet bedsides are exceptional quality. So quality, fit, and finish was suspect or not as good. Then I would say repair your original ones, but since the new ones are pretty high quality, then that's what I'd recommend doing. We occasionally we'll pull a roof cap off of a cab. Maybe the roof cap's good, but the bottom half of the cab's gone. So we'll go ahead and take that roof cap off. They are now selling those. The significance of that one is it was a factory roof cab, or a roof cap on a big truck. So it had the factory clearance lights in it. So that makes for a nice template if you're going to add clearance lights on one of these trucks. Here's this row right through here. This is basically 60 to 63 left and right door shells. And down here we've got some here, but some here, 64, 5, 6 door shells. At 4, 5, 6 Chevy trucks, all of our sheet metal is reconditioned. So we strip it to a shell, we media blast it. Then when it comes back from media, we assess the condition of it. We cut out the bad material, and then we'll weld in new material, top dress and back dress our welds, and then put it in epoxy primer for preservation. So all of our sheet metal at 4, 5, 6 Chevy trucks is what I call reconditioned, put through the reconditioning process. Over here we've got a bunch of, well, on top here, they don't make the dash panels, the actual dash panels, which is A-pillar to A-pillar. So if they have a good radio opening, it's sometimes not such a good radio opening, but the whole idea is if we're shelling out a cab, if we've got a dash panel that's somewhat redeemable and maybe it just needs the radio opening repaired, we go ahead and cut those out, and we bring them up here in our inventory because there are guys that need, or if you're changing from a Chevy to a GMC cab because you like the styling of the dash, then we sell the dash panel so you can interchange those. So anything that you see up here in the video or you that I explained, if you need any of these parts, reach out to me. My name's Tony, 456 Chevy Trucks. You can hit our website, 4-5-6 ChevyTrucks.com, for all your sheet metal needs.
And Tony might even, if you buy a part, he might even blow the dust off. So.
We've been accumulating parts for years. We have a lot of hood shells, which most people know they're now reproducing the 62 to 66 Chevrolet only hood shells, and we found them to be exceptional quality as well. But if somebody's putting together a rat rod or some kind of a patina deal, they want original tin, we do sell original hood shells. We do have some 60, 61 GMC only, 60, 61 Chevy only, the cat eye hoods. We do have some of those that we put through the reconditioning process too, which they don't remand those. So if you don't find a good used one, you'll just have to fix the one you have. So lots of hoods, also a number of step side fenders. Frankly, some of this stuff is here just to save something else. Basically, they're what I call cadavers or organ donors. So if we have a crumpled up area on a good one that's otherwise good, we'll cut that area out of one of our donors. So we're not killing a good one to save one that needs repair, but we keep this stuff around so we can have good donor.
A lot of your doors and your fenders look pretty straight. Can someone buy a door and fender from you if they need one?
Well, yeah, we used to sell what I call takeoff sheet metal, and we stopped doing that. I had a couple of situations where an original takeoff piece appeared to be very solid with no prior damage or body filler or repaint, only to discover 6 months or a year later, said part, the customer just scuffed it, shot it, and then 6 months, a year later, I'm getting a call back wanting to know how come I didn't tell the customer that it had some rust underneath the prep or underneath the finish that was on it when they bought it. So the only way we know for sure the condition of this original sheet metal is nothing escapes the media blaster, so it's got to be media blasted so we can see what we're working with. We photo document the process. If we're reconditioning some parts for a customer, we photo document the process so they can see it prior to media blasting, post media blasting, and then during the process of cutting out the bad material, welding in donor sheet metal, top dressing and back dressing our welds, and then we'll also do photos before we shoot an epoxy. So we're over here in the front fender section. Quite honestly, we've over the years we've rifled through a lot of our good redeemable sheet metal. So a lot of this stuff up here is basically bone pile, if you will, where we cut a nose piece off or cut a fender arch or a wheel arch out or something like that. So a lot of this stuff's been picked through pretty substantially. We do try to use the the original OEM front fenders wherever possible, because we found the aftermarket front fenders quality fit and finish is just not up to par with the original OEM fenders. So they also offer reproduction inner fenders. Some time ago, as you can see here, when these things rust, they rust in the same spot. So some time ago, here at 456 Chevy Trucks, I actually made templates, and we had some inner fender patch panels produced for us at that time exclusively, that we were selling to some of the big aftermarket truck part suppliers. We now just sell those on our website, and some of the aftermarket truck part suppliers have sourced that manufacturing supply chain elsewhere, which is fine. We still make them and sell them on our website, but we'll save inner fenders typically because the aftermarket ones they're just not up to snuff. So if we media blast one of these and then cut out this bad area, like this one's not too bad, that was not too bad, I would rather recondition original inner fenders than to have to beat on reshape and re-weld and all that on an aftermarket inner fender. So we keep this stuff around because it serves us well. Also, this whole back wall right here, these are all back in the corner. There's some big truck. The big truck grill supports are not interchangeable with the light duty trucks, the 10, 20, and 30 series. But we've had the opportunity to source some big truck parts. So if you need some big truck parts, meaning medium duty, which are 40, 50 series, heavy duty, which is 60 and 80 series. In some cases, we have inner fenders, grill supports, radiator supports, which are all specific to the big truck, medium duty and heavy duty trucks. And then this whole back row here, those are all grill supports for the light duty trucks, 10, 20, and 30 series. As you can see, they are not all the same for all the years. So 60, 61 is the same, 60, 62s are 1 year, 63s are 1 year, and then 4, 5, 6 are all the same. So they can all be made to work, but if you're looking for something specific for your application, you tell us the year, and then we'll rifle through our inventory and let you know if we've got the one that you need.